welcome. I'm Ben, I'm a finance professor, and today we're talking about financial advisor misconduct in the US. 56% of Americans seek financial advice every year in the US. Those Americans manage and control $30 trillion worth of wealth. I don't want you being taken advantage of by a financial advisor. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to prevent it. As far as financial advisor misconduct goes, 7% of all financial advisors in the US have been found guilty of misconduct. 13% of advisors have had misconduct brought against them. The reason for the gap between the 13% and the 7% is some of the cases are still pending. And there are lots of repeat offenders out there. Someone who's been found guilty of misconduct is 5 times more likely to be found guilty of misconduct again. What happens when an advisor has been found guilty of misconduct? He's fired in about 50% of the cases. I know that sounds kind of low, maybe doesn't make sense. The bad part about that is in many cases, he's rehired at a different firm within a year. So there are some firms which don't like bad advisors, and there are some firms which are okay with bad advisors. So on the screen here, you can see a list of the worst firms. These firms have the highest percentage of advisors who have been found guilty of misconduct. At Oppenheimer, the very worst firm, about 1 in 5 advisors has been found guilty of misconduct. At USA, the very best firm, only 1 in 36 advisors has been found guilty of misconduct. So what does a misconduct look like? In 32% of the cases, the advisors put their clients in unsuitable or too risky of investments. In 29% of the cases, they misrepresented the investment or omitted key facts. So these two things, which add up to 51% of the misconduct cases, have to do with putting clients in things they shouldn't be in investments they should not be in. Most likely it has to do with them padding their wallet. If I put you in this investment, I get a higher fee, so I'm gonna do that. In 8% of the cases, it had to do with fees or commissions, so they charged too high of fees, or their commission structure was wrong. In 15% of the cases, it had to do with unauthorized activity in your accounts. So they did something they weren't allowed to do or weren't supposed to do in your financial accounts. So you have to be really careful here. In the US, the mean misconduct settlement is for $551,000. And between 2005 and 2015, there were over 35,000 misconduct cases where the advisor was found guilty. That adds up to $20 billion of paid out claims for financial advisor misconduct during that 11-year period. So how can we prevent you from being taken advantage of by a financial advisor? We have some things we can do. First thing, if your advisor works at one of the firms on the list I showed in the video a couple minutes ago, consider getting another firm. Second, all financial advisors have to be registered at a website with the government. That website is here. Please go to this website, put in your financial advisor's name, and if he's been found guilty of misconduct in the past, he is likely going to be a repeat offender, so consider switching advisors. Third, some fee structures are more likely to be associated with financial advisor misconduct, so you should avoid those. So the best fee structure is just called fixed fee structure. You'd like to pay him $100 for his advice. Fee structures that are associated with misconduct are hourly, commission, and assets under management. You don't want your advisor to charge you on an hourly basis, on a commission basis, or on an assets under management basis. You'd like fixed fee. The fourth thing, certain demographics are more likely to be targets of misconduct. Those demographics are, if you're older, if you're wealthier, if you're high income, if you're less educated, if you're in an urban area, and if you're retired. So if you're in one of those demographics, pay extra close attention to your advisor. You don't want an advisor who's going to tell you what to do with your money. You want an advisor who's going to explain to you what he thinks the best course of action is and why he thinks that. You'd like him to try to get you on his side. You'd like to understand what you're doing with your hard-earned money and why you're doing that thing. He should be a teacher, not a teller. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you thought it was valuable, please click the like button below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.